Are you aware that there are several movies that were created in the past regarding planets that's run and operated by women? Several years ago, I did a video on a parallel universe. And I was talking about how different things are now and how it seems like and it feels like we're living in a parallel universe. Well, what you see that's going on in the political arena, where you have the Me Too movement taking over. The Me Too movement are trying and convicting men in the presence of social media. There's no longer organized law and order. People are being tried and convicted by popular opinions, by emotions. Now, there's movies that came out in the past regarding planets that's run by females. I want you guys to listen to something. This movie was titled Queen of Outer Space. And I've seen other movies that were run by women, right? And I think that Hollywood have a tendency of showing you things that's going to take place that had not taken place already. Like there were movies of a black president, and now we just finished having a black president. Now we see what I would call a hostile takeover. See, it seemed innocent when women started marching for rights. They started saying that they wanted to be able to receive the same pay that men was receiving. They wanted to be able to have the right to not be harassed by men or sexually harassed by men, and they felt that men were, abusing or exerting their power against women. So these women formed and men listened to them. So women start receiving rights. Now we're in a place where the female gender is actually taking over. This is what I would call a hostile takeover, right? From the very start, they had an agenda. Before the start, they had an agenda. But I'm not going to prolong. I want you to listen to a clip from this movie, Queen of Outer Space. Check this out.
Then we're the only men on the whole planet?
Yes.
Wow.
You'll see the revolt that brings the planet under the domination of strangely masked females who hate and fear the male animal.
Let me kill her now.
You're not only a queen, you're a woman too. Let me see your face. The savage horrors of fearsome mutated beasts. The war of the sexes, when voluptuous Venusians give battle to spacemen from Earth. The destructive might of incredible space rays that stop man from returning to Earth.
Prepare for maximum acceleration.
Now, this is interesting because this movie was made back in 1959? Or maybe before? Zaza Kapoor was the one that played the role. She played the leading role in this movie. And there's quite a few other movies that's like this. So was this an agenda from the very start? Now, with this whole Brett-Kavanaugh thing that's going on, it's quite interesting to me that there are so many dudes that are, or males, that are also taking sides with the feminist movement. You have females that call men beta males. They have all of these little names that for men that make men feel bad about being a man, right? And these accusers that have no evidence, that can't remember nothing, that's not even sure that was him. People, mainly females, are standing up saying that they believe her just because of the fact that she's a woman. She's right because she's a woman. And he's automatically a liar because he's a man. So at any point, at any time, a female can stand up and tell a lie, and her lie is believed on the strength of this fact that she's a woman. A man can tell the truth, but he's automatically a liar just because of the fact that he's a man. These are the type of attacks that's coming quite rapidly. And like I said, I talked about this parallel universe and how things have completely changed. It's like we laid down and went to sleep, and when we woke up, we find ourselves in a parallel universe where things are completely flipped. What was is no more. What was considered right at one time is now considered wrong. And men are actually being bullied, especially alpha males are being the bully. We've now become the minority because many men have decided to side with feminism. They have a desire to be women. Black males have always been saying that the black woman is God. And now that God mentality have crept over into the white society. Or better yet, it's always been there. Now it's starting to show its face. It's starting to reveal itself. So I would not doubt if we're headed to an era or a world, or maybe even one day women decide to say, you know what, we're tired of this. We're tired of men. We hate men. And especially the male, because the white male is the one that's in position of power. So now you hear so many females attacking the white male strength. Powerful white males. That's who they're coming after. And you have these gays, these dudes that's envious and desire to be women, have now taken sides with women to destroy the alpha male. Now, maybe I'm just talking out of my head because there's so many thoughts that's coming to my mind. And there's so much that I want to say in this very short time of video. And my food is downstairs, cooking. So I got to get to my food, right? But I just thought I'd make this video to just kind of show how times are changing and how we're living in a parallel universe and how women have a plan, have an agenda to take over. They're actually saying, and I'm going to post a news article, I want you guys to listen to it. They're actually saying that they believe these females just on the strength of them being women. They say they believe them. No evidence at all. Don't even know these women. But they believe them. We believe her. And you have guys that have jumped on that same bandwagon. Right? So, women are believed and men are automatically liars. That's the world we're living in today. Men are automatically liars. Now, Bill Cosby was just convicted. He was just convicted. He's getting from 3 to 10 years of prison. Why? Because of a lie that came back from the past. Right? But that's the world we're living in. But I'm going to end this video. I'll probably come back and make another video because right now I'm kind of rushed and I'm not really saying everything that I really want to say. Okay? So, feedback, tell me what you think. And I'm going to post an article where it's just completely mind-blowing what we see happening now. You know, it's completely mind-blowing. You know, because men are liars and women are truth. And they believe women on the strength of them being women, although they're telling lies. They're saying like, oh, that's a woman, so she's got no reason to lie. But Brett-Kavanaugh, and I want to say something about Brett-Kavanaugh, something I noticed, because I watched his interview on last night, and the impression I got from him was, number one, I believe him, okay? Not on the strength of the fact that he's a man, but I believe him just because Brett-Kavanaugh is a nerd. I'm not saying that he's free from error. I'm not saying that he can't do no wrong. I'm not saying that. And I'm not taking sides because of the fact that he's Republican or because Trump chose him. But when I listen to Brett-Kavanaugh and I watch him, just observe him, number one, I got the impression that he's a nerd and that he lived a sheltered life. Now, he revealed that at the time of these alleged incidents that occurred, or alleged incidents at this party, or alleged party, he's a virgin. He said that many years at that time, even after, he's been with no women. And I believe him. I believe him because I had family members, guys, that were virgins until 24 years of age. Right? No, they're not gay. As a matter of fact, he's got a woman now. Right? But he's been with no woman until the age of 24. And I think that right there is strength, man, for a guy to be able to last that long, man, without being with a woman for whatever reason. But I believe Brett-Kavanaugh. He was a virgin at the time, right? And not only that, if you listen to him and observe him, you could tell that he lived a sheltered life. He's got like a childlike personality. And it almost seems like just looking in his eyes, his facial expressions, and how he expressed himself, it's almost like he's got a slight mental disorder. It just seems like there's a mental disorder there. Something, you know, and he's very smart. I'm not saying that he can't do the job. Apparently he's doing an awesome job, and he's getting that type of recommendation, especially from women. But it just seemed like that he's not, on a certain level, he's not all there. You know? And that's not saying that he can't do his job well or effectively. It just seems like he's been sheltered. He's been so sheltered. And even when he talk about the things that he's into, you know, and I think that if Brett-Kavanaugh, if he's not confirmed, or even if he lose the job that he have now, I think Brett-Kavanaugh, how could I put this? I think he's the type of person that would, remember back when the stock market crashed And you had all of these guys on Wall Street, these wealthy white guys that, lost all the money they invested and they end up committing suicide. They couldn't dream of living without being rich. They couldn't be poor. They couldn't handle the fact that they lost everything in the stock market. And you had white dudes that committed suicide. Brett-Kavanaugh seemed like that type of person. That if he lost everything that he worked for, because listen to what he says in his interview. He always mentioned his whole life accomplishment, things that he worked for. And to just lose that over a lie, and he's innocent, and he know he's innocent, that's enough to push him over the edge. And I think, and this is my own opinion and even prediction, if Brett Kavanaugh does not get confirmed, or even if he lose what he's worked for, if his whole reputation is tarnished, because I've seen people like him before. He's like a perfectionist. He's not perfect, but he's like a perfectionist. He wants things to be right. I want to be able to get all of these accomplishments. I want to be able to say, this is what I've done. And he's got a genuine heart. But he's the type of person, I think, it will push him over the deep end. And he's so into what he do, his accomplishments, he would take his own life. It would drive him insane. Just listen to his interviews. Just watch him. He's innocent. Brett Kavanaugh is an innocent person. I believe that. And I believe the fact that he was a virgin, man. He just has that persona, right? So, but it's being destroyed by the demonic agenda. And I always talk about the demon craps. And I say that for a reason, because we see demonic energy now that's starting to exert itself even more. You have people that's even online, black dudes at that, calling themselves Satanists. And to me, that's mind-blowing. Coming from where I came from, coming up from the 60s, that's completely mind-blowing, because it was unheard of. Black people have always had, been close to God, or believed in God. And now you find most black people have veered away from it and following witchcraft and voodoo and Satanism and throwing Luciferian signs. So we're living in a parallel universe, man. I'm seeing crazy things that's taking place, man, that's forming. And it's insane. I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to just sit back and observe, just watch and eat my popcorn, But we see some crazy things that's taking place now. But like I said, Brett Kavanaugh, he's an innocent, man. He is. I believe he is. He's an innocent. All right. So feedback, tell me what you think. Subscribe, share this video. Like this video. Financially support the channel. Until next time. I'm fearless.